Dear love, I'm back from what has been a harrowing journey of discovery, destruction, death, nothingness, birth, whatever it is right now. I'm a little nervous to talk about it if you can't tell. Plus, it's been a minute since I visual diaried. What if I can't holler back? I'm not really sure how to explain what's inexplainable, unexplainable, that cannot be explained, but I'll try my best. So what I saw really were these layers, these filters through which our awareness beholds experience, which is ourselves. I'm going to talk about this between the two perspectives, so looking inward and looking outward. But I'd like to posit that the depth with which you look both directions is equal. Because within, so without. So what I noticed, and let's say the destruction that was the last few years, was that we think that we're something. I think that I'm Shaylee. Oh, I thought that I was Shaylee. I know, here's where it gets weird. But I'm not. What I thought Shaylee was really just a collection of ideas that I heard from the outside, verbally, or maybe environmentally suggestive. And a bunch of patterns that I developed or were developed in response to external forces. And so this thing I held in my hand, this idea of Shaylee, some of which I was aware that I had, and some of which I wasn't. I thought this was going somewhere really good and I was like waiting for it. But now I forget, let me relax for a sec. So I'm saying that I remember. So it's basically like, imagine you had a Pokemon card, and your Pokemon card, let's say it's Psyduck, it's so cute. It's like Psyduck can do this, Psyduck can do that, Psyduck. So Shaylee, the suit, the personality that I was wearing had this list of things that were possible for her and things that weren't. A lot of that is like, you get it in your childhood, you learn. And I'm going to talk about this from like a humaner standpoint in referencing events in time, but I'm not necessarily convinced that's really how it flows. But let's say we look to your childhood, because that's the level that we're on, and we say like, okay, well, it looks like you weren't confident that you would be able to expect to be supported in these ways. And so that goes on your Pokemon card. And then as you go through life, you play your Pokemon card, and your Pokemon card says, if anybody gets close to me, I'll fucking die. And so you don't let anybody. And you're constantly writing on your card based on what hurts. And what hurts, funny enough, is a result of what's written on the card. So in addition to your character attributes, you also have a bunch of ideas about how things work and what meaning is. And so you have these ideas, everyone does, you, I, all, have these ideas about, okay, if they drive this car, it means this. If they say this thing, it means that you should look like this to do this. Well, and so you have this list of ideas of how things should be and the way that you should interact with them. And you keep putting stuff on it your whole life to avoid pain, which is unavoidable. And so then you get to like, I don't know, 50, 40, and things feel pretty dark because there's so much you can't do. Unless some people have cards that they've got a few things written on their card in the beginning that changes how they write things maybe relative to normal. So maybe somebody has on their card that they can do anything. And so they go through stuff and it doesn't matter what happens because they have very strongly written on their card that they can do anything. But anyhow, so life starts to feel kind of dull because you've got this thing, this heart, this dream, this desire pounding behind your Pokemon card. but only some of it can get through. So if we kind of visualize maybe that this is like light, and some of the more that's written, the less light that goes through. And the less light, if this is your point of experience, and maybe that light is joy or love, that's hold on. And this is like your experience line. So like if not much love and joy is getting through, then you're not feeling much love and joy. And so you're gonna keep looking for stuff and not being able to find it because it's going this way. You can't get it out there. That's something else I learned in the deconstruction. So we've got these ideas about meaning, and we think like it's important to have this thing in your life. And so we have that written on our card. We remember it's important to have this thing in our life. And so we're going through life and we're like, I need to have that thing to feel this way. That's so trippy. It's actually, you get the thing when you feel that way because it's a natural expression of it. It's like to have a fit or healthy body isn't something you can like take off the shelf. It comes like this way. I don't think that's the best example I could use. Let me see if anything else comes to me in the next video. So anyhow, I'm on this journey, and for one reason or another, somebody with a big ass eraser is like, hey, let me see your card. And so all this stuff, all these ideas I have start to go away, and I know nothing. I don't know what anything is anymore. I don't know who I am. And so when things come across my desk, I'm like, okay, guess I'll do that. But I don't really care, because as some of the ideas that I was losing were why you should care. Well, you need to care because other people do this and blah, blah, blah. But then when I was going through, or when the eraser was going through rather, I was like, I saw that that wasn't true. That line that I had written down in response to life only talked about one part. It didn't talk about all of it. And so there's no use in me keeping that thing on there. So I erase it. And then I don't know why I would do that thing anymore. And so I don't. I don't do much. I'm not sure where I am in the video lineup, so I'm gonna try to wrap it up. Yeah, I don't do much. In fact, I don't really do anything except be very curious about that. Thank God. What's interesting, or what I found when my Pokemon card was erased, was that if I didn't have to do things to get things, because all those rules were false, then I could really do anything. And what did I want to do? Well, I should. And so because my Pokemon card was empty, then I like, I'm not going to be able to wrap this up in this one. Let's try for the next one. Oh God, if I keep talking, we'll never get there. We'll never get there. Anyhow, because I had to lose my ideas, like there were other ideas underneath those about like the world, like in concepts and reality and the body and what is life and are there other dimensions and oh fuck, there's one. And all of this is happening. And my poor little Shaylee is just like holding on for dear life. And eventually her grip gets tired. She doesn't want to play anymore. And that's a very dark and scary place to be. And I am grateful that I had all of those experiences, because the card that I had before, while it had some shit on it, was pretty great. But I was too busy with the shit that wasn't working to appreciate what was great. And now I can be like, wow, things are pretty great. And not only that, I can help people bridge. Holler.